You are on the channel News of Russia and the World. Subscribe to our channel and click on the bell to receive the latest and most interesting news. Moscow. The 10th of October. Interfax.au, President Vladimir Putin confirmed the massive attacks on Ukrainian targets on October 10 and warned that if attempts to commit terrorist attacks on Russian territory continue, retaliatory measures will be tough and will correspond to the level of Russia's threat. This morning, at the suggestion of the Ministry of Defense and according to the plan of the Russian General Staff, a massive strike was inflicted by high-precision long-range air, sea and land-based weapons on energy, combat control and communications equipment of Ukraine. In the event that attempts to commit terrorist acts on our territory continue, Russia's response will be tough and in scale will correspond to the level of threats to Russian Federation, he said at a meeting with permanent members of the Security Council. He added, no one should have any doubts about this. The Kiev regime, by its actions, has actually placed itself on a par with international terrorist formations, with the most odious groups. It is simply impossible to leave such crimes unanswered, Putin said. The president then asked Defense Minister Sergei Shoigu to report on the results. At the briefing, journalists asked the press secretary of the president Dmitry Peskov whether today's attacks on Ukrainian cities could be considered a response to the terrorist attack on the Crimean Bridge. All this is happening as part of a special operation. As for these strikes, then, of course, we need to wait for comments from the Ministry of Defense or address questions to the Ministry of Defense, Peskov replied. He was asked whether these blows were carried out on the orders of the Supreme Commander. Of course, the main points of the special operation cannot be carried out without a report to the Supreme Commander. This is an absolutely normal process, the spokesman said, redirecting the question of whether there was a presidential sanction for strikes to the Ministry of Defense.